Liverpool won, Manchester City won. What an intense game that just played out before our very eyes at Anfield. Absolutely phenomenal, absolutely incredible as far as what both sides are concerned. But were Liverpool robbed in the dying embers of the game? Hey guys, welcome to the channel, welcome to another video. Yesterday's video is going to be the instant match reaction to Liverpool's 1-1 draw with Manchester City. It doesn't help either side, in all honesty. Arsenal are top of the table and are firmly there after this weekend. There's no changing that now. Obviously, Arsenal won yesterday. They managed to dig deep to beat Brentford 2-1. That put them top of the table. And then it was over to the one of Liverpool or Manchester City to see if they could overtake Arsenal again in a huge game between two top title contenders. And in the end, both sides cancelled each other out, and it's Arsenal who prevail without even kicking a ball in this kind of fixture. Liverpool absolutely proud. Yeah, I'm proud of the team. They absolutely gave an exceptional account of themselves. They were the better team throughout the entirety of the game, I felt. And we can look back at certain mistakes in the game from certain individuals, and we definitely will, and obviously big chances that were missed. But were Liverpool robbed at the end? Another dodgy VAR call. It's not the be-all and end-all of the game, don't get me wrong, don't get it twisted. It was obviously a big call, and it's not the end of everything, and it's not the end of anything, and it's obviously not the reason why Liverpool dropped points or City dropped points today or anything along them lines, but it was still a big call that could obviously have a big say in the title race later on down the line. We're going to obviously talk about the game, talk about the reaction, the aftermath, and everything else in between. But before we go any further, I would like to remind you all to please like the video and also subscribe if you're new. Both things are always and very greatly appreciated. And of course, get involved in the comments section as well. Let me know your thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it, on the game itself, on Liverpool, on City, on the title race that be, on Arsenal, of course, and anything else in between. But without further ado, let's get on with the video. Let's talk this entire situation and game that played out before our very eyes. Look, first and foremost, let me just say, for a neutral, that must have been exciting to watch. It was two teams that were really going at it, two teams that were kept up that same level of intensity throughout the entirety of the game, and I think the Anfield crowd really played into that. I'd say that Liverpool had the better of the chances. Liverpool had the better of the opportunities. Liverpool, overall, the play and everything was better, particularly in that second half. They just went from strength to strength, and City dwindled as the game wore on, and it looked like they were just holding on as the second half drew. And City's only way out was through Jeremy Doku, who came on as a substitute, and he was leading the line, so to speak. He was leading the counter-attack and leading the charge. He could have also nicked it himself at the end, Doku. He was very unlucky with a strike that hit the inside of the post and gratefully bounced back into the grateful hands of Keenan Kelleher, who had another stellar performance tonight. But Liverpool will feel they could have done more. Liverpool will feel the game was there for the taking. I certainly do. And yeah, I'm a bit annoyed, not just by the referee, but mainly Luis Diaz, who I backed so much. I backed this guy so much. And I see what he has. I see this no fear attitude that when he first arrived at Liverpool was fantastic to watch. I see this guy who's got heart, determination, wears his heart on his sleeve, all of that stuff. And I see a guy who, when the ball's at his feet, the control he sometimes shows, the technique, the technical ability is there for all to see, and it was there when he first arrived. Injuries have stopped his career a little bit, and I do feel sorry for him in terms of that aspect, and the outside interferences as well have also hindered him a little bit. But there's no hiding place today. There's no hiding. As unfortunate as it is, and as much as I don't want to criticise the team out there because they gave an absolutely everything and was an absolutely incredible performance all round for the most part, Diaz missing those two golden opportunities in the second half can't be overlooked. Unfortunately, it can't be overlooked. And I do feel like we need to start a dialogue over whether or not he is going to be still there in the summer, whether or not we'll have to move him on, whether or not we'll have to give him a new chance under the new manager that is set to come in the summer. a lot of things will need to be discussed as far as what Luis Diaz is concerned, but that's just the negative stuff out of the way in terms of player performance. I thought it was another great performance by Liverpool. Opening 10 minutes, it was all City. Second 10 minutes, between 10 and 20 minutes, it was Liverpool growing into the game, getting better, having a couple of opportunities or half opportunities. Darwin Núñez putting himself about, making a right nuisance of himself as he normally tends to do. And then Liverpool gets sucker punched with a very well worked and clever corner that Kevin De Bruyne produced. Nathan Ake blocks, and John Stones is free as a bird in the 6-yard area to get something on it to put it past Kieran Kelleher in the Liverpool goal. Very well worked corner, no doubt about it. People were saying, VAR needs to look at it. It's blocking from Ake on, is it McAllister? I think it was McAllister. No. It wasn't offside. It wasn't anything bad. It wasn't done with any sort of force or anything along those lines. It was a perfectly legal block. John Stones gets enough on the ball to move it past the goalkeeper. It was a well-worked and clever set piece by Manchester City. Well-worked, very well done on their part. But Liverpool's response was still good. They still created a few opportunities. Dominic Szoboszlai headed over. Darwin Núñez had a couple of half decent opportunities as well. Luis Diaz fired wide. There was definitely something there for Liverpool to take. Although City did look dangerous on the counter-attack, there was definitely something there to take with them into the second half from Liverpool's point of view. And then almost immediately after the restart, that's when it hit. Nathan Ake's back pass to Ederson wasn't strong enough. Ederson comes flying out. Núñez gets to the ball ahead of him, takes it round the goalkeeper, and Ederson cleans him out. Absolutely cleans him out, gets booked for it. It's a yellow card. Ederson tries his best to delay as much as possible with injury and stuff. But Alexis McAllister steps up when it mattered most. And as cool as you like, with ice running through his veins, that guy smashes it into the corner. And Liverpool are back on level terms. And what you get after that goal is just an onslaught from Liverpool. Liverpool just hungrier. Their tenacity, their intensity just increased and turned up just that few extra notches as the second half wore on. And City were drowning. They couldn't handle it. They only had, like I say, one outlet. And that outlet was when Jeremy Doku came onto the pitch. They used him on the left wing to try and counter-attack and to try and beat Joe Gomez. They were drowning. Liverpool had, like I say, the opportunities. Mohamed Salah came on. The big talking point, obviously, before the game was, would he be starting or would he be on the bench? He was on the bench. He came on in the second half. He played a lovely ball through to Luis Diaz, who should have done better one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Diaz then had a second opportunity, which he just spent a little bit too much time on, and Kyle Walker gets there ahead of him to knock the ball out of play. So unfortunate. But those are the fine margins, and that's what separates the best from the rest. Having that killer instinct up front, having the clinical finisher up front that Liverpool, in that particular moment, did not have, unfortunately, in Luis Diaz. Like I say, City looked dangerous on the counter-attack. They hit the post through Jeremy Doku. Liverpool continued to progress. It was looking like it was heading towards a draw. And then the big moment of controversy hits. It's a Liverpool corner. It's not properly dealt with by City. Alexis McAllister goes to challenge the ball from Jeremy Doku. Doku has his foot up, stud showing, catches McAllister in the chest, and VAR determined that as his foot is in a natural position to the ball. I don't understand how that can be. It's not a natural position because one of them was going at it with his chest and head. The other one was going at it with his foot. That's not a natural position for me. I don't understand how you can determine that that is more natural than going with it with any other part of your body that's higher than your legs. Weird to me. So weird. He catches him in the chest, studs up into the chest, and yet VAR and the referee bottled it. And it kind of puts away the myth that, everything's going Liverpool's way. Liverpool, the Premier League wants Liverpool to win the league for Jurgen Klopp's final season. Referees crumble under the pressure of Anfield. All that, put that to the side, because clearly today didn't happen. I mean, yeah, I gotta have it. But yeah, that was a big moment, and that should be a big talking point. But as Liverpool fans, we can't get away from the fact that we had opportunities. And I do fear it's another game that could come back to bite us at the end of the season. Forget the opportunities, forget the VAR calls, forget the referee mistakes that have plagued us this season. You know, Tottenham, Brighton, this one, Arsenal. It's about the opportunities that we miss. And the opportunities that we missed against the likes of Luton, the opportunities that we missed against the likes of Manchester United, the opportunities that we missed against the likes of Arsenal early on in the season. You know, those are the moments that are going to define what happens for the next 10 games of the title race. It's so tightly close, and obviously this draw now means that Arsenal stay ahead of us, only on goal difference, might I add. The next game week is going to be intense, though. City take this and go to Arsenal. Arsenal go to City, should I say. But they take this point and they go into a game of Arsenal. Liverpool have got some tough games coming up. Of course they do. They've got the likes of Brighton. They've got the likes of Tottenham. They've got the likes of Manchester United, of course. Everton in a Merseyside derby. Aston Villa. Just to name a few of them games that are coming up in the run into the season. So they've got some tough games as well that are coming up. But like I say, the intensity only gets even more so with each and every single passing game week. And it's going to be tough. It's going to be extremely tough. And it's going to be it's going to be nervy to watch. That was nervy to watch today. And it just didn't happen. It just wasn't our night. Arsenal will look at this and they will fancy their chances. That's the one thing I can say about this. They'll certainly be licking their lips at the prospect of facing a Manchester City that are not at their best. City were lethargic. City were so lackadaisical in their approach at times. The intensity of their passing wasn't there. It wasn't crisp. It was just boring side to side. It lacked that killer instinct, that killer movement. The likes of Phil Foden were not there to be seen today. The likes of Kevin De Bruyne, who cut a frustrated figure when he came off the pitch, just wasn't at his usual best, apart from obviously that one moment from a set piece. It just wasn't there for City. It just wasn't there for City at all. And like I say, Arsenal will certainly fancy their chances after seeing this game. And be really looking forward to the game after the international break when those two teams meet. I'm sure Liverpool will be watching with very much strong interest at that as well. And we'll obviously have to wait and see what happens with that game. But yeah, City weren't at their best. And I think this is a big missed opportunity for Liverpool. VAR and referee stuff aside, Liverpool should have still managed to get the job done today because of the chances that they created, the chances that they had. Luis Diaz, I'll give him full credit. He didn't hide. He could have easily hid after those two moments. He could have easily let it go, get to his head. But for whatever reason, he missed them two chances and then a switch seemingly flicked. And he was back to the Luis Diaz that we saw when he first arrived at the club. He was taking players on. His quick feet was getting him into some decent and dangerous situations. He was beating players at will. He was just bulldozing his way. There was a moment where he just bulldozed his way past 2 or 3 Manchester City players to get higher up the pitch and to start an attack. I'll give him full credit for that. And again, I'll give him full credit for his passion, his desire. I can't defend the mistakes. I can't defend the missed opportunities though. Because in this league, that's what defies the best. That's what separates the best from the rest. And yeah. So as much as I don't want to say it, yeah, it's unfortunate. Not just on Luis Diaz, we could have had opportunities from elsewhere. Darwin Núñez missed a couple. I thought, but overall, like I say, I've got, other than that, I've got no problem with the team whatsoever. Kelleher, another very good performance from him. Van Dijk was imperious as always. I thought Kwanzaa being thrown into the mix as well. He didn't really have didn't really have too many mistakes in his game, should I say. I thought he was very, very good. Gomez at left back, I felt it started the game a bit slow, but grew more and more into it. Endo in the midfield was absolutely insanely good yet again. I still can't believe I'm having to eat my own words and obviously how good this guy has become for us. Soboslai was very good for the most part. Alexis McAllister with ice running through his veins was with that penalty, but as far as an overall performance in midfield goes, yet again another strong performance from him. I thought Harvey Elliott was class on that right hand side. I thought the ground he covered, to say he's played a lot of minutes in recent games, to say he's done all of that, the ground that he still managed to cover, the tackles he was putting in, the pressing he was doing, and the passes that he was making in key areas to set up attacks, and the cute intricate little plays that we were doing. I thought he was insanely good today. I thought Elliott was very, very good today. Nunes made a nuisance of himself, obviously won the penalty. And like I say, for Luis Diaz, a good performance overall, but I still go back to that one-on-one. That one-on-one, he just needs to put it. He just needs to either take on the goalkeeper or just put it around the goalkeeper. It's unfortunate, but like I say, those are the fine margins of this league. It's a win for Arsenal at the end of the day. They win twice this weekend. They win yesterday against Brentford. They win today with a draw between Liverpool and Manchester City. They sit top of the table on goal difference. It'll be massive for them, but it only increases the pressure on Arsenal from here. It only increases the pressure on Arsenal from this point forward. Will that obviously have a telling effect on Arsenal? Only time will tell. Obviously, they'll have to face their demons of last season where they bottled it right at the very end. We'll see if they're better equipped this time around to maybe handle that pressure. For Liverpool, there's a lot of positives to take from this result and the performance rather than the result, obviously. It's not the end of the world, of course, but I did feel like this was a big missed opportunity as far as what they're concerned. And as far as what Manchester City go, that team, I think there are big problems there at City. Big problems there at City. I think they'll get away with it this season because I think Champions League-wise, they're better equipped. They'll probably still get a champion. They'll probably still are big favourites of the Champions League. But in any off game, it does show you that City, if you play them right and you play a counter-attacking style, they can be extremely vulnerable. FA Cup wise, again, they still could meet the likes of Liverpool in that competition as well. So we still could get another Jurgen Klopp versus Pep Guardiola scenario play out before our very eyes at Wembley. This time with a winner. So there's a lot to look forward to for all of these sides. And of course, if you're a neutral as well, I'm sure you're going to absolutely love the run-in for the title race. It's going to be nervy if you're one of those three teams that are in that three-horse title race. But for right now, Liverpool 1, Manchester City 1, 2 drop points for Liverpool as far as I'm concerned, as harsh as that may be to say. Big opportunity missed, but a fantastic weekend if you are an Arsenal fan. A fantastic week for those Gunners. Those have just been the thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it, of this guy. I want to know what you guys think. What do you make of Liverpool, Manchester City, the game that was, the draw that was, and obviously how good of a weekend was it from Arsenal as well? Let me know your thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it, down below in the comments section. I'm sure it'll make it interesting and great reading. Otherwise, hit the like button on the way out. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Both things are always greatly appreciated. And as always, thank you all so much for watching and listening. I've been Fletch. This has been another Instant Match Reaction. Peace out. I'll see you all again very, very soon. Yeah. Bit annoyed by that, but at the same time, extremely proud. Weird sense of emotion. It's going to be a nervy couple of months ahead. Strap yourselves in.